Ian, as always, great to have you in our company at RaithTV here. Let's start by, I guess, looking back before we look forward. Wanted to pick up on really, I guess, the positivity of your post-match last week after the game at Partick Thistle. I was really struck with how impressed you were with your team's application, and wanted to start by asking you about your kind of reflections on the squad that you've got, and what is it about them that's impressing you day to day, and I guess in match time as well.
Yeah, I think it's their willingness to take on board of what's needed in this league and in pretty much any league to win games. And I've always said it doesn't guarantee you success, but it gives you a platform. And I felt on Saturday in particular, the work rate that the boys put in, and the commitment and the aggression and the belief more than anything else. To go 2-0 down at Firhill is a very, very difficult venue to be at any time, but for our guys to come back so quickly after the second goal, albeit disappointed to go 2-0 down, but to actually go and take the game to Partick Thistle on their own patch and go toe to toe with them and come away with nothing at the end of the day, but the willingness and the belief that they showed. I learnt so much about the team, and so much how they can handle pressure, so much how they can handle adversity within 90 minutes, and how together they're now becoming as a group, because as much as I manage them and as much as I give my input, they have to do it. And I've said it all the time, once you've got players that are really up for it and chapping at the bit a little bit, then you've got a chance.
It's a young squad you've got. Is that to your benefit? It lets them kind of mould themselves rather than just kind of reflecting on what the more senior pros say. You've got a couple of players with a lot of years under the belt, but it is a young group.
Yeah, it is, and it's a group that will learn with experience. Obviously, they do need sometimes to go through tough times to come out the other side of it all. They have to learn sometimes in the heat of the moment on the pitch. Sometimes they have to learn after the game. By looking back on things, be that visual or be that practical, and sometimes they need an arm around their shoulder. And I've said it from day one, I'll be our biggest and harshest and first critic when I don't think we've done enough or when I don't think we've done things well enough. But on Saturday I'll also praise the team when I feel that they've given absolutely everything, and that's all I ask from them, is to go out on the pitch and leave everything there, and we come in and we reevaluate immediately after the game, and then we'll also take time away individually to reflect and reevaluate. And I still feel sitting here today that the boys couldn't have given myself and the supporters any more on Saturday. We could have been better at times in quality in the final third. We could have defended obviously better because we lost 2 goals, but in terms of endeavourment and willingness to run through a brick wall, absolutely not.
How's this week been? How's the preparation been ahead of this weekend's fixture?
Yeah, it's been good, boys. We're getting to that groove now, where we're getting Saturday to Saturday, and we're getting our schedule and our training week sorted out, and we're getting used to each other again. I see a lot of it, especially on a Thursday, Friday, when we're really starting to go towards the game. You can see players now starting to understand each other a little bit better. Communication has improved vastly. Work rate has improved vastly. So it's all the basics, that some people may think that these things just come, but the personalities of people are different. Some people are quieter than others. Some people don't feel comfortable in certain situations. But I've seen a lot of growing up in the last 4 to 5 weeks from the young players, which is probably the most pleasing aspect.
Is there training on the surface out here at Starks Park? Is there a benefit to actually kind of being in the kind of the game environment while you're training? Obviously, it's not got the intensity, the support, etc. into it.
Yeah, I think it depends what club you're at. It's for us, I think it is a beneficial thing. Yes, I know obviously some of the the larger clubs in Scotland and England will obviously train away from their home ground, and then when they go to the stadium, it is a bit different on match day. So it's a different vibe to the actual day itself. For us, perfect to be training on our pitch. It gets the new players used to it quicker. It gets us all used to it. It gets myself. It sounds bizarre, but it gets my vantage point quicker. I can understand the players' decisions a little bit more. So yeah, great. And it's we come in here, we train hard. We try and recover as best we can. We love playing at home. We love playing in front of our supporters, and we aim to give them 3 points on Saturday.
We've got Inverness on the horizon. They obviously played in the Premier Sports Cup tie. Do you have that game scouted? Do you feel you've picked up useful information?
Yeah, we've had Inverness watched a couple of times now. We've obviously been able to watch them, or I was able to watch them myself as well in the Partick Thistle game. So we've got plenty of information on them. We know they're a very, very dangerous side. We know where they finished last season. We know where they are at the moment in terms of their progression. And I'm always a wee bit wary of a wounded animal, and that's what they'll be at the moment. You know, losing against Morton, Thistle, and then Motherwell. And I know how quickly football can change. So if we're complacent and we think we're going to play against a team who are not going to come here and try and win a game or be aggressive and be up for it, then we'll be totally and utterly wrong. But if we show the intensity, tempo, work rate that we have shown in recent weeks, and add a little bit more quality to the game, then Inverness will also know they're in a big game.
I'll be generous and say that statistically the league fixture against Inverness hasn't been kind to us. We were speaking off camera about some of the stats, and you were able to give me a good counterbalance using the Edinburgh derby. Does that add a little bit extra motivation, or is it a case that every Saturday we just take what's in front of us?
We just take what's in front of us. Stats are there, that's all they are. Stats are only in the past. We don't live in the past, we have to go and live in the present, live in the moment. It's I think it's my first game as a manager against Inverness, so my slate's clean, and I hope to improve on that. And as I say, get 3 points against anybody in this league is very, very difficult. It'll be the same on Saturday. What happened last season, the season before, without being disrespectful to anyone, means pretty much nothing to myself.
What about the actual kind of preparation for Saturday? How's the squad shaping up? Obviously Jamie went off with an injury Saturday past. How's his well-being?
Yeah, we've had obviously with a couple missing last week. Adam Massam was missing as well. Kieran Mitchell was missing. Jamie had to come off, so Adam's back in training, so that's really good. We'll also add Brad Spencer to our squad, which is great. Give everybody a little boost. The players, myself, the supporters, and Jamie's fine. So Jamie will be fit to play. So that's really good news. We have another couple of little niggles that are going on at the moment, and we'll have to reassess them tomorrow morning and see where we are.
How far do you think Brad is from game time?
Not far at all. I wouldn't put him on the bench or in the squad if I didn't feel he was ready. We've obviously had good dialogue with him. He's trained now probably fully for 10 days and another 3 or 4 dipped in and out sessions at the start. But Brad's like any footballer, he's hungry to come back. Nobody likes being injured. We want him back. He wants to be back. We can't be, we can't rush him too much, and I don't think we have. But he would certainly give everybody a huge lift going into the game and give us depth.
I thought of winding you up by putting a little kind of timer in the back of the RaithTV clock there, counting down the transfer window, because you show incredible patience with us, because you know we've got to ask the question, although we know what the answer is going to be. I do have the benefit of a wee word with you just in and around the place, but it sounds like you've got a couple of irons in the fire. Yeah, we have. We've been working hard, now for 10, 12 weeks on all aspects of the football club. But the supporters like to hear about players coming in or players that are departing. We're very hopeful we'll have some news. We really are. Maybe tomorrow on one, and maybe two. We've got to assess things properly. We've got to make sure we don't make mistakes. We know there's no guarantees on anything until the ink is dry, because we've seen it before and we've heard about things changing overnight or whatever. But we're very, very hopeful tomorrow we'll have some news on at least one player. But we would like to think in the next 2 to 3 days it'll be hopefully two. Make sure the car's got some petrol in it and the microphone's charged just in case. The additional question I was wanting to ask about the kind of transfer situation is you've got a really interesting dynamic. Is you've almost got a transfer window complete in terms of the players that are on their journey back to health, because you've got some real talent there. How are the boys progressing? Yeah, we have. As I say, we had 6 sitting in the stand last week. A couple of younger boys in there as well, but they're still within our squad. They need game time. And we've got 4 more experienced guys. So to get them back is going to be huge for us. They're working incredibly hard with the physio and the sports science department to rehab, and it's hard for players when they're injured. Some of them, it depends what you've got wrong with you, but some are really hard mentally, some are really hard physically. But we're making good progress to get Brad back. To be looking to get back and him being so hungry to get back is a huge plus for myself and a huge plus for the squad. The other ones we're still waiting on a little bit. We know Thomas took a really bad injury last season, but his dedication and appetite and willingness to get back is incredible. I can't speak highly enough of his attitude. And obviously Lewis Vaughan, we all know about Lewis's problems, which is just been unfortunate, and we just can't rush Lewis. I would be more pleased than anybody
to see Lewis back. I think we're all fingers crossed to get him back on the pitch, because his appetite for football is something that you can't teach. He's just got a natural appetite to play football. He's a wee bit like Dylan Easton in that respect, and Ross Matthews as well. His is more of a pain thing. So once we get that managed and he feels that he can get through it, then it's about building his fitness up.
It's like a whistle-stop tour, I guess, of everything that's going on around the playing squad just now. The final kind of thing I was wanting to ask, and I guess it kind of relates to the fact that we're back in Kirkcaldy as well, is finances are tight for everybody. We've got, enormous fuel challenges across businesses and on our kind of personal level, and it might actually be that home games are actually going to be the only ties that some supporters will get to. It's a chance for us to kind of come together as a community when we've got the season tickets in our back pocket. What does it mean to yourselves at this time? Is it even more important and even more pressing to actually know that there's some togetherness between the stand and the pitch?
Yeah, regardless of the scoreline, regardless of that, because we, as I said at the start, we want people to come here. I completely understand the economic climate that we're all in at the moment. So for these people to come and support us when money is tight, when there's other things going on, when has been a lot of illness going around with the pandemic, we can't express how appreciative we are of these people coming out and giving us that support. And what I've really enjoyed or really been boiled by is the support lasts right throughout the afternoon. Of course you're going to have mumblings, we get that, and that's part and parcel of football. I've done it myself as a supporter, and we all get frustrated, but right from the first minute we come out from that warm-up until we go in at the end of the game, the fans have been superb.
I look forward to adding my voice to that support on Saturday, and we'll catch up after the game.
Thank you. Cheers, David.